Ana de Smart Mind é uma escola canadense que oferece cursos de inglês, francês e imigração. Os vídeos estão em inglês ou francês para você se acostumar com a pronúncia. Os professores que sabem português vão te ajudar. Aqui, você vai ver um texto, uma regra gramatical e um exercício. Vamos embora.
Do you want to increase your chances in Canada? Do you want to improve your English, or French, or your chances to get a job opportunity in the Canadian job market? You came to the right place. We have videos for your English, French and your job searching in Canada. But before all of this, please hit the subscribe button and the like and bell icons. Then you can have more examples of several accents like American, British, French and especially Canadian. You will get examples and exercises to prepare yourself for the international exams required to immigrate to Canada. You will have templates and tips for your job searching. By taking all this, you will increase your chances to settle in Canada. Check our website link in the description below this video to have more materials. You will have these videos in a partnership with Canada Smart Mind. You are going to see here 1. A text to improve your pronunciation. 2. A grammar explanation to know how to say your things. 3. An exercise to consolidate your knowledge. You will learn how to speak and listen to English and French. Here you could improve your skills to listen, read, write, and speak in order to get a higher score on international tests, to improve your career abilities, and to immigrate to Canada or any other English or French-speaking country. Pay close attention to this video to find out how. 1. Text, script, and the audio file.
Gardening expert Lee Reich wrote about planting flowers, vegetables, and more on his land for 30 years. In his final story, he wanted to leave his readers with some advice. Over the years, he wrote about tomatoes, how to cut flowers, and the worries about household pets eating indoor plants. He said he was happy to write about working in the garden for gardeners of all levels. He decided to offer 8 pieces of information to help people who grow plants at home, whether they do it on a large piece of land or just 2 or 3 containers inside. Reich said items that were once alive are good to mix into the soil you use to grow plants. This includes leftover foods, green clippings, and leaves that fall from trees. They help keep water in the soil and feed microorganisms that help plants. Yes, Reich said, some insects can hurt plants, but it is normal for insects and fungi and other organisms to hurt your garden. He said, people who work with plants need to learn how to accept a little damage. When plants get hurt, he said, they come back in other ways, like growing stronger where they are not injured. He said it is a good idea to be thoughtful and find a natural way to fight insects before using a chemical treatment. Reich said Mother Nature has been helping the earth develop food and plants for a long time. Gardeners, he said, should not be too worried about ground cover that grows naturally. Some people call these weeds. Reich also noted that it is important to think carefully about the soil you plant in. Do not put plants that are best in dry parts of the world where it is very wet. Do not put plants that do best in wet conditions where it is very dry. Each year, he said, it is a good idea to take photos of your garden and write down what you planted and when you did the work. That way, you can learn from what worked well and what did not. The next year, you can decide what to plant based on your past experience. Former U.S. President Thomas Jefferson once wrote, "Though an old man, I am a young gardener." His archives show good notes about his gardens. Example 1. Some people think pulling weeds from the garden is not fun, but Reich says that is not the right way to think of the job. A good idea is to look at your garden and take the weeds out every 3 or 4 days. That way, the work never takes too long. When you change the way you think, he said, a job once seen as difficult can become enjoyable. One other warning: do not turn over the soil too much. That work often turns over weed seeds that would not grow otherwise. Example 2. Reich said you should mix and match plants and flowers. There's no reason you cannot plant eggplant, peppers, and other vegetables with your flowers. Those plants look nice, and the flowers will bring helpful insects like bees to the garden. Example 3. You can plant fruit trees wherever you want. You do not need an orchard. Many fruit trees look nice by themselves, along with producing food that tastes good. Reich wrote about plants for 30 years, but sometimes he has questions. In those cases, he searches on the internet, but he centers his searches on information from educational institutions and government agencies. Even if the sources are not right 100% of the time, most of the time, they have good information. It is hard to see the difference sometimes between good information and bad when it comes from sources you do not know well. Sometimes bad weather can hurt plants. Other times, disease can hurt them. If you plant vegetables that are ready to eat at different times of the year, you can make sure that even if there is a problem in August or September, you picked something good to eat earlier in the year. In Reich's experience, one year in the northeastern United States, a sickness late in the summer hurt many tomato plants, but that year he already picked peppers, corn, kale, and other vegetables. You may get advertisements. You may go past a plant store that looks good. Even warm weather early in the year might make you excited to start planting. But Reich says it is better to have a small garden than a large one. When he has friends come over, they admire all his fruits and vegetables. However, he warns, don't do this at home. In the end, Reich said he may not be writing as much. However, he will never stop working in his garden. He will plant some new items and remove old ones in the next year. For example, he wants to plant rhododendrons and winterberry. He will build another stone wall he can use to support lingonberry and dwarf sweetbox. The work never ends. Even if he is not writing as often, Reich plans to keep writing on his own website, leereich.com. You can visit him there if you want to keep up with his work and perhaps see photos of his new projects. He will be working hard, even on the cold days of winter. I'm Dan Friedel.
Agora você tem o texto. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now that you have an example of pronunciation, let's go ahead. I wish I could say some nice words and cool you down, but here is the thing. You have to go deep into your practice to develop your skills to talk. Now that you have this video, smash the subscribe button and the like and bell icons to get all the videos from us and share them with your friends. We post the videos every week. Check our website to enroll in our programs. In the description you have the link. For US $9.80 by month of a recurring payment, you will have all this. You can quit anytime, no cost. Also, we teach you how to get a job in Canada. The good news is that you can have all these videos for free if you hit the subscribe button and the like and bell icons. We wish to be your partner on your journey. Now, you will have this, too. Grammar explanation, grammar rule explanation. Irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are an important feature of English. We use irregular verbs a lot when speaking, less when writing. Of course, the most famous English verb of all, the verb to be, is irregular. In the following table, we look at the main difference between regular verbs and irregular verbs. Base form past participle. With regular verbs, the rule is easy. The past simple and past participle always end in ed. Finish, finished, finished. Stop, stopped, stopped. Work, worked, worked. But with irregular verbs, there is no rule. Sometimes the verb changes completely. Sing, sang, sung. Sometimes there is half a change. Buy, bought, bought. Sometimes there is no change. Cut, cut, cut. One good way to learn irregular verbs is to try sorting them into groups, as above.
Agora você tem a regra gramatical. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Remember to go to the description and check the links for Canadian companies searching for employees outside of Canada. Also, you have a link to contact us, since you can only count on yourself. Make your subscription and hit the like and bell icons to receive our latest videos. 3. Exercise explanation.
Choose the correct form of the verb in each sentence. 1. Have you, your lost dog yet? Find, found. 2. She spoke too softly. I couldn't, her, hear, heard. 3. But we heard everything she, say, said. 4. We went shopping and I, a new pair of jeans, buy, bought. 5. Did you, well, last night? Sleep, slept. 6. I used to, a lot of money, but I don't make much now, make, made. 7. We were really surprised when we, the game, win, won. 8. We thought we would, for sure, lose, lost. 9. Have you ever, a movie star? Meet, met. 10. Mum taught our sisters how to cook, but she didn't, us, teach, taught. Answers. 1. Found. 2. Hear. 3. Said. 4. Bought. 5. Sleep. 6. Make. 7. 1. 8. Lose. 9. Met. 10. Teach.
Agora você tem o exercício. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
In the description you have our contacts to know more about the remote programs and materials that you can have. Tell us your questions and pretty soon you will see what we have to say. We would love to read your comments about this video to answer what you like and what we can do to better help you. Thank you for watching this video and be sure that we will be with you on this journey to turn your dreams into reality. Keep up there and write your story. I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.